digital inclusion, because ultimately, if you're owning something through the government, at some point you may want to put yourself into the ID, put your fingerprint and biometrics. Our blockchain systems allow people to do that. All these things are possible. Next slide, please. So, in essence, as I mentioned earlier, we are working with four countries in East Africa and one of your neighboring countries. And what we're doing right now is piloting the system. Someone, I think the panel mentioned earlier about sandbox. I think in our case, it'll have to be a beach. Because we have a lot of technology and a lot of things. You know, I try not to scare people with the potential of technology, and there's no chance of doing that today because we're here for an ICT event. But the technology behind blockchain is insane. I mean, you can put AI, you can put digital biometrics, you can, I mean, the possibilities are endless. You can create micro-lending from just a very simple protocol. It's just a code that is entered. So you can start exchanging money, borrowing money through the system. There's a plethora of things that can come from blockchain, which can only be good. And as I said, one of the things you guys covered this week was trust, or digital trust. And let's get to the point. What are you going to trust? A cloud-based system which can be hacked, or a blockchain-based system which is, okay, some people will say it's hackable, some people will say there's flaws in the system, but I always say, okay, let's give an example. If I had $100 worth of a GB CBDC today in my mobile phone, and I lost my phone and it got hacked, my government has the exact replica of that $100 sitting in the vault. So they'll burn that token, I'll be reissued as long as I give them my ID. So isn't that an incentive to create ID? Okay, next slide, please. So, as a conclusion, I hope you guys understood the concept of CBDCs. I hope you guys enjoyed the talk of the potential of having a gold-backed GB CBDC. I hope you'll support your government's initiative. Statistically, 70% of the population is under 35, 57% of you guys are under 25. So you should be the promoters of this. You should be the new age people wanting to make sure that your currency is going up in the world, and the strength and the power of the Ghanaian cedi is at the forefront of your objective. And finally, just on another note, one of the other countries just down the road from you, Zimbabwe, after several iterations, they launched what's known as the ZIG coin through the government, essentially like a CBDC. And if you want to know the power of a CBDC, Zimbabwe had the highest inflation in Africa. You know how much gold went into the vault in 4 months? 2.5 tons, $600 million of cash and gold reserves. So if there's ever a proof of concept, it'll change the fortune of a country, it was Zimbabwe. Thank you all. Thank you guys for the time. DG, thank you so much for giving me the time. Sorry? So we're working in Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania, and Kenya. We're almost done with Sierra Leone. That was one of our first. You and I met in Zambia last year. Zambia is at the cusp of moving, but I was one of the advisors of Zimbabwe on the ZIG coin. So I've been speaking to the Central Bank of Zimbabwe for the last almost 18 months. We met about a year ago, and we increased our conversations. And one of the things they did was they started with a very rudimentary ZIG coin, a gold-backed Zimbabwean dollar. But as the iterations changed, as the technologies got better, I mean, the acceleration since April 24 to now, 600 million US, I think it's now today around 700, 750 already. And they've already matched the amount of gold, essentially almost, and reserves that are sitting in the vault of Ghana. So you can see the potential of how having a gold-backed currency helps the fortunes of the nation. Any other questions? Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Nick, for that eye-opening presentation. If you're invited to the cocktail tomorrow, you don't want to miss it, because Nick will be having a conversation with Mr. Opong who's in charge of innovations at the Bank of Ghana. It's bright. Final presentation, and we'll call it a day. Please help me welcome Benjamin Norte from Mingo Blocks. They're into robotics, and he wants to unleash the power of robotics on us.
So good afternoon. Thanks so much, DG, for such a great opportunity to talk to you. So my name is Ben Norte, the founder and CEO of Mingo Blocks. So Mingo Blocks is a tech company, and we specialize in robotics and AI. So basically what we do is we are leading the way when it comes to robotics innovation in Ghana and Africa. So specifically, we work in the area of design, development, manufacturing of robotic systems. So we actually build actual hardware, that is a device, the robotic devices. And then also we build proprietary software that goes with the robots. So typically, our robots are utilized in a number of industries. So one is education. We also have the area of healthcare, military, and other areas. But I just want to, add my voice to the conversation that has been going on. So there's been a lot of talk about, very interesting technologies. I've heard about blockchain. I've heard about AI. And where we stand as a company is how we, position the human resource in terms of the people who are really going to be at the forefront of this technology. So I've been in this industry for nearly 2 decades. That's about 20 years. And typically, one area that we have, functioned very well is in the area of education. So one of the things we do is, building devices, building technologies that can enhance STEM education. And I'm sure lately STEM has become one of the biggest talks in town, trying to give young people the opportunity to explore and experiment. So what our company does is we are interested in building the critical human resource, that will be needed for these industries. So we have an entire educational program which seeks to help children to prepare them for the future of work. Because within the fourth industrial revolution, we are seeing that certain jobs are going to be lost due to AI. So the question is, how are we preparing the children, positioning them very well to become active players in the next few years? And so these are the people who are going to be running our industries. Next slide. So we have a very extensive program that seeks to introduce children to tech. Typically, because we are robotics, hardware, we're introducing them to all manner of tech at a very early age. And we start, it will interest you to know, we start from as early as 3 years. So from kids, nursery, we want to build a certain culture, a certain mindset into them. Because what we notice is that when you're talking to the children, you ask them, what do you want to be in future? And like most of us, what are the likely professions? Lawyer, doctor, pilots. Yes, I mean, we all grew up having those kind of, fantasies about, careers. But, I mean, how many of you would agree with me that, I mean, the careers are really fast changing, it's evolving so fast. Because even in law, becoming a lawyer, there are now new areas, new ventures in law because of AI. So how do we train the children? How do we open up their minds? How do we shape their perception, about careers so that they don't only think that, to go to school is only to become a lawyer. You can become other things like a robot operator, AI engineer, and these things exist, a few years back. But currently, we are seeing a lot of these things happening. And, these are also one of the, highest paying jobs you can find around. So what we are doing basically is preparing the future of these children. Can we go to the next slide? Okay, so I just want to tell you how we're doing this. So typically, we have a range of solutions from robotics and AI tailored products. So if you go on the stand, you see some of our products. So these robotic products, like I mentioned, are for various industries. So typically in education, one of the things we are trying to do is, it's a big problem in our education where children are made to memorize facts. Who can tell me the third law of Newton? Who remembers that? And what is the relation? Who can demonstrate that practically? How many of you still remember that? The Ohm's law. How many of you really remember that? Yes. Okay, so these things look very abstract. But, learning about Ohm's law has relevance, okay, even as you grow up into other profession. And I'd like to give an example of someone who, for some reason, he left his charger at home, his laptop charger. And then when he came to the office, he couldn't find a charger. And he said in his attempt to find a charger, he just found something that could just, fit into the socket, the charging slot. And so, he did that, and the next thing was boom, because he didn't take the time to read and understand that different gadgets come with, different voltage rating. So this kind of education is very crucial. And what we do is, creating these experimental tools that will allow them, the kids, to be able to, be able to understand what they are learning, typically in class. And we also have other things like AI-tailored products. So we have, currently, we have a solution for customer experience. So pretty soon, you're going to move into areas. In developed countries, these are quite common. You get into hotels, and you're actually speaking to robots. You get in there, the robots can identify you, welcome you, take your details, take you to, where you have to stay. When you want to order a meal, these robots will, come up and deliver your meal. So these are the kind of solutions that we are building. And I think one other interesting thing is building of robotics and AI labs. And so typically if, and this goes to the educational institutions where we build an entire lab and we give them all the supplies that we produce together with curriculum. And these curriculum are standard curriculum. It aligns with the global curricula that we have. So whether you're doing an IB or you're doing Cambridge, even GES, there is a direct alignment where these tools helps you to relate very well with the classroom. So it comes with sets of robotic kits and other equipment together with a curriculum that helps build the capacity right at a very early age. And there is also a program that we are currently doing, which is looking specifically at different, we call it craftsmanship tech integration program, where, for example, how do we position the carpenter to be relevant in the age of AI? Where they will have to, these days there are smart chairs, adjustable chairs that can even read blood circulation in your body and then try to adjust, itself in a way to, make your body function well. So we don't want to leave anybody out. We're also bringing craftsmen, mechanics, because few years from now, well, it's happening now. We have self-driving cars. How are mechanics going to be able to troubleshoot these Teslas and the other self-driving cars? So we also have programs that seeks to give them that foundation to be able to operate very well. Can we go to the next slide? All right, let's move to the next slide. Okay, so here are some products that we have. Mingo robots, Mello, and all these are basically educational robots. So if you have a child here, you have a nephew, nieces, young kids out there who you really want them to get started with tech early enough, and I'm talking about 3 years, these are the tools that they need. These are the tools that we have developed. It comes with a complete hardware, software. We also have an integrated online platform where they just can have access to tools that allows them to, get started when it comes to AI, tech, coding, and all these interesting things very early, from as early as 3 years. We're doing this program not only in Ghana. We have extended our reach to other countries, South Africa, Liberia. So countries are already benefiting from these programs. Can we move to the next slide? Okay, and then we also have a center. It's a role called the Robo Center. So Robo Center, it has both online and physical locations where children can literally come in there physically to have this program and come engage with educators and then get started with the tech very early on. Yes, can we move on? All right, let's move on. All right. So, in effect, what we are also doing is helping, nations achieve SDG. Because if we don't do this, we can't achieve SDG by 2030. So, we really place a lot of emphasis on education, and we do a lot of community outreach, both in rural communities and also in the city. Let's move. Okay, so this is Cello, and for those of you who haven't seen Cello, I'd love you to interact with Cello. So Cello is a very smart, interactive social robot. So this is one of our products that is basically working in areas such as hospitality, retail, healthcare, public service, and education. It's equipped with AI that enables it to, interact in a very interesting, way. So, we are in the age of AI, and robotics is going to take very huge center stage in the way we work, in terms of our lifestyle, education, and literally everything. So I just want to, say that for those of you who have not quite considered getting into this area, to really take that step. If you have a child, please push them into tech. And it doesn't matter whether they want to become a lawyer, a pilot, any career. They basically need to have, the foundation. And I'm really proud to say that over the years, when we started this initiative, we really received massive support. There was an incubator called the Ghana Multimedia Incubator Center that is being run or under the NITA agency. In fact, they really have been a great support. This is the place that we incubated the idea, and currently we are a full-blown business doing well. So I want to use this opportunity to thank NITA and Ghana Multimedia Incubator Center for that level of support we received. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bernard Norte. You should go and check out Cello. I don't know. I hope Cello does not learn to snitch on people. If you get to the first Cello, say Cello is the DG around. Yeah. Meanwhile, you've been told he's not. The DG is there. He's in the building. But first, I would like to commend all of you. The participation, the attention has been great. And for me, it's very encouraging. 4 days of the Maiden National ICT Week. To the team at NITA, keep dreaming and keep working, because November of last year, this idea was outlawed. Lots of the time people say, we want to do this, we want to do that, and it never sees the light of day. Stop thinking about political promises. I'm talking about, I saw someone, I could tell they're thinking about politics. But it goes with everything. A lot of work has gone into this, and I think that as you applaud for NITA, you should applaud your own selves for being a part of the maiden edition. Great things start as small steps, and this is the very first step in doing this. I think it's symbolic that this is happening in the auditorium of the, I keep forgetting what AITI is, isn't it? I know it's Institute of, Advanced IT Institute. Yeah, IT, Information Technology Institute. That's right. This is significant, that this yearly event was birthed here. I'm not sure they chose it because their office is next door, but I think that it's worked out very well. But more importantly, thank you all very much. I've seen lots of faces. You've been here every single day. I can guarantee you've not wasted your time. We've all collected a lot of knowledge. What will now make the difference is that you each find the synergies between you and the other person in the room. And that is the only way that you can grow. No business that went on to be great was ever built by just the one person. The idea might start with one, but it takes another to make it great. Similarly, you can't have hydrogen on its own. It will kill you. But you combine hydrogen and oxygen, you get water, and that's life. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kweku Inshirado. I've been your MC. Thank you, and God bless you all. Let's have lunch, and see you around. Oh yeah, final group picture, please.